Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Advise and Shine. I'm back here with Brandon. Our schedules finally now allow us to meet, but today we wanted to talk about service. And Brandon, why is service important to you?
I'd say it's important to me because I learn more about who I am, both when I serve and also I feel real satisfaction. I feel real joy when I learn when I've served, whether it's serving you and my other roommates, or whether it's serving my family, or whether it's offering a smile to those that I see around me.
Yeah, no, definitely. And in fact, my brother-in-law, there was one time I was having a hard day, and the first question he asked me was, "Have you, Grayson, thought of anyone to serve?" And that got me really thinking of what is it about service that helps us feel joy. And it's that idea of getting outside of ourselves, not thinking about, oh, what do I need to do today? What do I need to do today? Which, I mean, there is stuff
Mm-hmm.
we need to get done on a daily basis. But at the same time, there are people constantly around us who could use our help. And it's our job to discern who can really need our help. Who can we help in that specific moment, whether we're
Mm-hmm.
going to class, going to work. Usually it's when we ourselves are in um, going places, on the move. I know there's many times when I'm driving down the road and I see someone who's pulled off to the side of the road, their hood's up, and I'm like, oh, I don't have time to stop. And now that I reflect on those experiences, it's like, oh, wait, I do have time to stop.
Mm-hmm.
And so those are moments I feel that I can improve and know that, oh, if I would have stopped, who knows what would have happened, you know? But all in all, I know that as I make it a habit to serve, that my life will be blessed.
Yeah, I've definitely seen the same thing where um, there's been a couple times earlier this week that I've actually gone and um, I've either smiled at someone or I've talked to someone. A good buddy of mine was going through a rough day just this past Friday, and I was able to sit down with him and talk through his life choices with him. Um, and then afterwards, I'm like, you know what? Do you need help studying for this hard class that you're going through? He's like, you know what? That would be great. And I'm like, okay, I might not be able to understand it, but I'll help you as best as I can. And I view that as an example of service that I was able to do um, this past week, and it helped me to feel more confident going forward because I got to see myself in action and I got to see my own results from him feeling better as well.
Yeah, definitely. And it reminds me of a quote from actually Martin Luther King Jr., who we just had a holiday about him. And something I didn't know about that holiday is it's all about service. And it kind of stems around this one quote he gave. I'm not sure what year he gave it, but it says, "Everybody can be great because anybody can serve. You don't have to have a college degree to serve. You don't have to make your subject and verb agree to serve. You only need a heart full of grace, a soul generated by love." And as we've kind of talked about here before on Advise and Shine, that love is the driving force in all of us. You know, whether you believe it's the love of God, the love of the universe, whatever you may believe it is, love is the thing that surrounds all of us, and we can choose to share that love. I know I was talking to Brandon the other day about this, how our generation especially, we've become so addicted to our phones. We use so much screen time that we forget to say I love you to those around us. And we've come to be a generation where I love you, the term I love you needs to be a romantic relationship sort of phrase only. But something I found is when I use it in a very platonic way, but in a very genuine way, that my relationships with individuals, male and female, they have improved significantly. And it's been amazing to me to see that. How have you seen that in your life, Brandon?
Um, I think the main way that I've seen it is both when I receive service from others, it helps me to feel better and it helps me to want to take those gestures that I have received and move them on to other people.
Mm-hmm.
But as well, when people have served me, I just feel more confident. I feel their love onto me, not like I'm a charity case or anything,
Mm-hmm.
but I see it, I take it, and I build myself up, and then I turn it back out to those around me. Because oftentimes I've seen that um, those around me might, even though they've built me up in 1 hour, they might be struggling 3 hours later
Mm-hmm.
with the same sort of deal. And so it's like, you know what, I can do something to help them right back.
Yeah, and I think there's so many different ways to serve. Unfortunately, we live in a world where, scams do happen. We have people who, try and rob people of their resources. So one great way I have found of helping those in need, you know, there are moments I do give money, but I think what can really help people is helping them to learn about self-reliance and being able to trust the resources they have around them. You know, um, there's churches around that'll help you. There are, charity organizations that have resources that unfortunately are very, very unused.
There's public services where the city will provide, a free self-reliance course that might go 6 weeks or something, but every time they hold it, they offer a different course on how to make a budget, how to do financial management, um, stuff like that. And I think that's something that we need to take a bit more advantage of, but realize that those resources are not there to bring you down and build you back up, but it's to take you from where you're at and to build you higher.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I've learned that, failure is just another step to success.
Mm-hmm.
Because you failed one time at a test, because you failed one time at not stopping and serving, that person whose car was broken down, doesn't make you a complete failure. Failure is found when you completely stop trying to improve. You just, in essence, you become a dead fish in the water. You just stay still, you do nothing. But if we're constantly putting forth effort to improve, to find ways to serve others, even if we ourselves can't provide that service, but like I and Brandon were saying, if someone's dealing with addiction, there's a bunch of addiction recovery programs.
Mm-hmm.
You have ones that are religious based, you have those that are moral based, you have those that are based upon like the Alcoholics Anonymous book, which is a fantastic program. And there's just, once again, so many resources that we don't utilize in helping to serve others, and we need to get the word out about those.
Mm-hmm. I think one thing as well, though, that we need to realize about service is that it does not need to be any sort of big thing. Serving someone can be as simple as you realize that someone that you're passing has their eyes downcast and they seem a little sad. Go and talk to them. Find out what's making their day hard. It can be, oh, hey, I found a great quote from Thomas Edison and send it to a couple friends who their names just come to mind. It can be calling up a sibling and just saying, hey, I was thinking about you. How's your day going? It can be as simple as finding out that the dishes haven't been done in your apartment in a couple days and going and doing all of them. Service can have so many different outtakes that oftentimes we think we need to go big in service, but we don't realize that we can do something small, and oftentimes that will be what is remembered more by those we serve.
Yeah, no, it's so true. You think of the great leaders of, humanity, I guess you could call it. You have Mahatma Gandhi, you have Mother Teresa, Martin Luther King, even our founding fathers here in the United States. And there's just so many people that have paved the way for greatness. And a lot of it happened through serving their country, serving their faith, and in reality, just serving those around them. that when we take the opportunity to serve, that we do it with our heart and with sincerity. And like Brandon said, can be big or small, and sometimes those smallest moments, that smile, that note, those plate of cookies, will be the one thing that that person remembers and gets them through the week.
Mm-hmm. And just because you do something small doesn't mean you need to stop or that you need to go bigger. If you keep starting small, and sometimes you do it with multiple people, then they will do something small for those around them as well. But it's when we remember that when we serve others, we are discovering more about ourselves, and that is something that I think all of us need to find out more about. We need to find the ways that we can expand our own character, and if we find how we can expand our own character, then it benefits us all, the more we go throughout life.
Yeah, definitely. And it really does build our character, and we can help others build their own character and show them. I think a lot of people lack that hope of having success in life. That when something's not going their way, their car breaks down when they're on their way to the hospital, or, just doing something important, that they, something's obviously wrong in their life. When in reality, it just happened, and this is definitely something they can learn from, and we can help them see that hope at the light of the tunnel. And I think Brandon found a great quote the other day from Mahatma Gandhi, that I think really illustrates this.
Yeah, and it's once again just something that that I've kind of already reiterated, but it just says the best way to find yourself is to lose yourself in the service of others. As I've kind of said earlier, the best way to know more about yourself is to serve others. No matter how crazy those around you might seem, how much they get under your nerves, find little ways to serve them, and maybe you'll see their hard shell of armor crack, or if nothing else, they'll just be more friendly to you. There's so many different ways to serve, and if we find those ways that we can serve those around us, we honestly just make ourselves a better person in the end.
Yeah, we really do. And as we sit here and progress through this wonderful adventure we call life together, we can learn to stay positive in those hard moments. And once again, I think our challenge for you guys, this week as you watch this video and as you share this with others, that you look for those small ways to serve. And as we take those times to, even if it is that 5 minutes to send that text of a quote, or, something you read that you really like to someone, it may seem like an inconvenience in the moment. And unfortunately, sometimes we won't know the ripple effect that'll happen through our acts of service. Mm-hmm. But as we do so, I know that we will be blessed in our own lives, and that we can continue to bless others as we continue to serve them.
Agreed.
Yeah, and so once again, we thank you for your support and helping us share the message of positivity. And we hope you guys can stay awesome and positive, and we hope you guys have a great rest of your week. Bye.
See ya.